Hi, Vance. Hey, George, how you doing? I'm doing good. How are you doing? I'm doing great. Hey, Vance, let me ask you something. I didn't really think about this until now, but now that I notice, has anyone ever told you that you look like Tom Cruise? Not all the time, but yeah, a couple times in my life, people have noticed that, I look like Tom Cruise. Like, for example, when I was in high school, there was a sophomore girl who said that I looked like Tom Cruise. Ooh, right. And, not too recently, the guy at the Burger King drive-thru, he says that I look like Tom Cruise. He said that at least 2 times, and I thought to myself, wow, I really look like Tom Cruise, don't I? Yeah, you do. Years ago, I used to be full of myself, and I used to say, hey, I am Central Florida's very own Tom Cruise. That's funny. Yeah. But, I may look like Tom Cruise, but I'm not Tom Cruise. I mean, Tom Cruise and I, we're 2 completely different people, I'm tall, and I don't want to say that he's short, but, he's not as tall as I am, and, I'm a Christian, and he's a Scientologist. Ah! What? I don't think that's a good thing to talk about. What, Scientology? Yeah. Why not? Vance, haven't you heard the stories about people who spoke against the Church of Scientology, said something negative about Scientology and Scientologists, and they had these people from the church stalk them and harass them? Yeah, I've heard the stories, but I'm not really that worried about it because, a lot of people have been speaking out about the crimes of the Church of Scientology, even Leah Remini, she used to be a Scientologist herself, but, after seeing the discrepancies in the church and the crimes that they've committed, they just, a lot of people have spoken out about the things that the Church of Scientology has done. And, it's not like that I'm a huge YouTuber, it's not like I'm Matthew Santoro or Scare Theater, they have, they are much bigger on YouTube than I am, and they've said things about, the Church of Scientology, and as far as I know, they haven't had any issues, and, look, let's be honest. I'm a ventriloquist, right? Mm-hmm. Well, think of it. I'm basically a man in his early 30s who's basically playing with toys. I mean, do I look like someone who could be a potential threat to any organization? Well, I don't know. I just think that maybe you should be careful of what you're saying because you have no idea. I mean, there are some very crazy people in the world, and they do some very crazy things, and they do it without thinking twice. And Vance, I don't want anything to happen to you. Nothing is going to happen to me, I'm protected by Jesus Christ, I'm protected by God and guardian angels, Look. We should not be afraid to speak our minds, and I don't care what anyone says. I mean, in the United States of America, not only do we have freedom of religion, we also have freedom of speech. And yes, we need to be responsible with our freedom of speech, but we should not ever be scared into silence. We should always be allowed to speak our minds. Yes, we need to be careful how we do it, but at the same time, we should never be afraid, and we should never allow anyone to intimidate us into being silent. Does that make any sense? Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Well, Vance, I'm definitely going to pray for you because I think you're going to need prayers.